Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel, where today we will be starting a brand new campaign for the recently released and eagerly anticipated Dawnless Days mod, which is a Lord of the Rings overhaul mod for Total War Attila. Now, I personally have been looking forward to this day since the project was announced many years ago. In fact, I think it's probably close to about 10 years now since this project was first discussed, and The Lord of the Rings is probably my favorite IP of all time, so I am super excited that it is finally here. Now, for those of you that remember our Divide and Conquer campaign for the Lord of the Rings overhaul mod for Medieval 2 Total War, we will once again be playing as the Great Kingdom of Gondor. Now, before we dive in though, we are just going to have a quick look at all the factions that are available for this awesome mod as of its launch. And I say as of its launch because, as far as I'm aware, the developers are planning to add many more. For now, however, the options that we have to start with, we have the Northmen, which includes the kingdoms of Dale and Rohan, of course led by Brand and Theoden respectively. We have the Woodland Realm, which is of course the elves of Mirkwood, led by Legolas's father Thranduil. We have the dwarves of Erebor. Both Isengard and Mordor are available for the orcs, and then we have the Lost Ladin tribes for the Southrons or the Haradrim, and the Arurim for the Easterlings. So yeah, quite a lot to play with. As I said, I'm pretty sure that the developers are planning on adding many more factions with each new release. Of course, for now, this is just version 1.0. So for the moment, we have these 9 factions. But of course, the only faction we're interested in today is, of course, the proud people of Gondor. So our faction leader is, of course, Denethor. Our influence is the Dunedain Kingdoms. I'm not actually sure what that is. Now, whilst I've been following the development of this project on and off for many years, I haven't really read up anything recently, so a lot of the mechanics are going to be brand new to me. I think I've seen a couple of Let's Plays for some of the other starting factions such as Isengard and Rohan, but I haven't seen anything to do with Gondor. I wanted to keep that as a nice fresh surprise for myself when I dove in, which is of course today. So yeah. Gondor, proud and noble, Gondor stands as a bastion of hope and strength in the war-torn lands of Middle-earth. Ruled from the city of Minas Tirith, this kingdom embodies valor, honor, and a steadfast commitment to defend the realms of men against the encroaching darkness. Gondor's strength lies in its solid economy, disciplined armies, skilled soldiers, and formidable defensive capabilities. Trained in the art of warfare, Gondorian infantry stand as bulwarks against the forces of Mordor, and are reinforced by auxiliary forces from Gondor's many fiefdoms, including the Knights of Dol Amroth, the finest cavalry in all Middle-earth. However, Gondor's war machine is not yet fully mobilized. The princely captains of Gondor do what they can to hold back Mordor's advance until the kingdom has constructed the necessary barracks and logistics centers needed to recruit en masse. Gondor is bordered by 2 enemies already, and should Rohan fall to the treachery of Orthanc, it will be besieged on all sides. Here the hammer stroke will fall hardest. The steward Denethor must ready Gondor's defenses and prepare them for the coming storm, while rebuilding the resolve of his people, still hoping that one day their king will return. So, the race trait that we've got for Gondor here is the Men of Westernese. Men tall and proud, sons of kings and heirs of greatness. Of course, the people of Gondor being the descendants of the people of Númenor, the kingdoms in exile, founded by Elendil and his sons Isildur and Anarion. So, what do we get here? Research buildings are more effective compared to other factions. Income from maritime commerce is plus 15%. Income from culture plus 10%. And plus 10 morale when defending. Our faction trait is Bulwark of the West. By the blood of our people are your lands kept safe. You can recruit a limited number of powerful fiefdom units. Special buildings reduce the spread of power of shadow corruption. And minus 30% attrition when under siege all forces. So the campaign challenge for Gondor is listed as hard. The difficulty we will be playing on is also hard. Although, as I assume that the actual battles are balanced around normal, as with a lot of other overhaul mods. So once we jump into the campaign, we will just select the battle difficulty down to normal. If we're finding it too easy, then we'll just bump it back up to hard, I suspect. But as far as I'm aware, the majority of overhaul mods for Total War games do usually recommend setting the battle difficulty down to normal, as that is what everything is balanced around. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump in, shall we? The start year is 3015 Third Age. In fact, let's just have a look at our campaign settings here quickly. So we don't have a battle time limit on, and that's pretty much the only thing of relevance, I think. So yeah, here we go. Can't quite read this. I assume that says, don't let your faction politics slide. There will be ambitious people in your sphere of influence.
Minas Tirith, the Tower of God. For long years, the bulwark of the West had kept the shadows of Mordor at bay. But now the enemy stirs again, with renewed strength. Even now, legions of orcs pour forth from the gates of Minas Morgul. If Osgiliath is not held against them, Anorion will soon be overrun. Our forces are stretched thin, as Gondor's borders are long. From the southern sea, the corsairs of Umbar threaten our shores, seeking to pillage and plunder the western fiefdoms. Perhaps, should the crossing of the Anduin fall, it would be wise to rekindle old alliances and light the beacons. Summon the Rohirrim to bolster your forces when they are most needed. The minions of the Dark Lord are gathering for the final hammerstroke, yet not all hope is lost. Whispers spread of the return of the king. We shall rise again, take back what once was ours, and cleanse the east and south of Sauron's allies. Gondor must stand.
Okay, so here we are, the Kingdom of Gondor. The Kingdom of Gondor begins the campaign in a diminished state, both economically and militarily. Ah, brilliant. With its borders exposed to orcs and corsairs alike, you have but a few fleeting turns to prepare yourself for the upcoming tide. Okay, I guess that's good to know. Militarily, Gondor offers you militia units, dependable men who come cheap but will not last long in battle. The fiefdoms that dot the vast reaches of Gondor also provide their own line of troops, though limited in numbers. Finally, once the beacons are built, Gondor will also be able to recruit Rohirrim units in the province of Anorion. Okay, that's cool. So there is obviously a beacons mechanic. Economically, through a series of reforms and events sparked by the Focus Tree, Gondor will once more become the paramount kingdom of men. What is the Focus Tree? Is that the technology? I'm going to guess it is. Do not underestimate Mordor, however. They will come at you sowing doubts between your people. Construct cultural buildings to repel the influence of the power of the shadow leaching from Mordor cities, and shield your people and your allies from Sauron's corruption. The crownless shall again be king. Gondor may gain access to Aragorn as faction leader through the return of the king mechanic. A series of events will shape his traits, potentially crowning him as the new king of Gondor upon the event chain's completion. That is awesome. Mission issued. The War of the Ring. One by one, the free peoples of Middle-earth fell to the power of the Ring. Something has been stirring in the east, a shadow of flame and wrath, driven by the desire to dominate all life. Sauron has returned. As members of the free peoples, we can only stand against this threat and band together to rid Arda of this evil once more. To achieve this, we must ensure that our land is safe from the shadow. And yet it is not only in keeping to our borders that we will win. We must also protect our allies, bravely confront the enemy, and cleanse the strongholds of power it holds. Only then we shall have victory. Welcome to the Dawnless Days campaign. This is the stronghold mechanic, the overall feature that will accompany you throughout the War of the Ring. To win the campaign, you will have to conquer and hold settlements from the evil-aligned factions based on a list that is specific to your faction. Each of them will grant you dominance points. While there are other ways to gain dominance, these will ultimately be the measure through which your campaign is won. Have fun and good luck. Cleanse the following provinces from corruption by ensuring good influence is above 50%, thereby increasing your dominance score. Mordor Heartlands, Ithilien, Moria, Misty Mountains, Angmar Mountains, Southern Woodlands, Gap of Rohan, Runic Plains, Harad Wastes, Umbar Coasts. Reach this level of dominance. 10. Will of the West triumphed. Okay, so that's quite a tall... I assume... Do we have to do all of these? Because that's quite a tall ask if we have to go all the way up to Angmar. I mean, I figured we're probably going to be pitted against, you know, Umbar, Harad, and Mordor anyway. Obviously, Ithilien is a part of our kingdom anyway. So, yeah, this should be interesting. So, what do we have here? Minas Tirith, made up of 7 rings of highly fortified white walls resting on the side of Mount Mindoluin. Minas Tirith is the capital of the Kingdom of Gondor, representing a bulwark and a symbol against the forces of Mordor. So, our current treasury is 8,000. We're roughly earning 2,000 a turn. Where do we begin? I guess, as with most Total War games, we should probably start with diplomacy.
In order to construct a proposal, double-click on a faction from the list, and then add diplomatic options by clicking on the Add Offer or Demand buttons and selecting one. The proposed deal will take shape on the negotiation table. Click on the button next to an option to remove it from a deal. When ready, click on the Propose Offer button.
Okay, so obviously it's been a while since I've played Total War Attila, so I guess this is just the regular advisor notes. Good to know. So, who are the known factions to us? So we've got the Corsairs, which we're at war with, the Druidane, Herondor, Mordor, who of course we're at war with, and Rohan. Is that it? Looks like that might be it. The Druidane? Wait, are they not the people in the forest? Why are they over here? Where are they? There are several ways to gain dominance. Improving your town, beating your enemies on the field, and conquering territories. Ah, okay. That's good to know. Thank you. Ah, Arturos. How's it going, dude? Long time no see. So... Wait, where are the Druidane? It says they're over here. Is this the Druidane? No, that's Southern... Druidane. Now, it's been a while since I've brushed up on my Middle-earth lore, but as far as I'm aware, the Druidane were the people of the forest that showed the Rohirrim a secret way to reach Minas Tirith during the Battle of the Pelennor Field. So as far as I was aware, they lived in this region. I mean, I could be completely mistaken. If I am, please feel free to point it out. But yeah, anyway, I digress. I assume we're on good terms with them. Neutral terms. Not great, not terrible. You cannot tame the wilds. Remember this as you speak. Are you open to... I guess we should probably start with trade agreements.
To broker trade agreements. Once agreed, a trade route is opened between your territory and that of your trade partner, enabling goods to be traded for mutual advantage and profit. There is no limit to the number of trade routes a faction can have.
No limit to the number of trade routes. Excellent. Likelihood of success is low. Can we sweeten the deal if we offer payment? I don't really want to offer too much. If we offer you a... No, I don't think they're going to go for it. Let's try our luck anyway. Your wagons would bring clutter, not worth. The hills give us what we need. What if we offer military access?
Military access is a symbol of trust between two factions, allowing troops to move about and replenish in one another's territory without diplomatic penalties. A defensive alliance is an obligation to support another faction only if it suffers an official declaration of war. If a member is attacked, its allies will be asked to join the war against the aggressor. Such an agreement can be upgraded to full military alliance, puppet state, or tributary state status.
Okay, so I guess this is just kind of like regular total war diplomacy and stuff. We can probably ignore most of those. What if we offer a defensive alliance? We hunt, we fish, we look after our own. It is a peaceful life. We will not be caught up in your wars. Okay then, we'll stick a pin in that one for now then, shall we?
If a faction's initial offer or demand isn't quite what you had in mind, you can use the counter-offer option to
There's
enable
a lot of
further
advice coming here.
negotiation to take place, rather than simply rejecting it.
Good to know. So I guess our only other option is Rohan. So what do we have with them at the moment? A non-aggression pact and military access, but we don't have a trade agreement. Likelihood of success, high. What about, do we have a defensive alliance? We don't. Low chance. See, now, normally, if this was Rome 2, we would absolutely milk the amount of money that we could get from them for the trade agreement. However, in trying to keep with the role-playing and lore aspects of the Lord of the Rings, I'm wondering if we should just be happy with a trade agreement. I mean, Rohan did come to Gondor's aid in the past, the whole Oath of Errol. So, you know, perhaps we should be thankful for that and give credit where credit is due and just give a trade agreement without asking for money. Because as it looks, their economic power is weak enough already. So let's just go ahead and offer that.
Following a new agreement, a trade route has been opened between you and your new trading partner. Guard it well, as your enemies will attempt to raid it, potentially ruining your economy.
Okay. With great gratitude, I honor these terms and bid my heralds ride fast and hard that they may be put into action. Druid tribes were also represented. The one found in the Forest of Anorium was but one of them, having settlements south of Enidwaith. Oh, okay, so I guess I guess that makes sense then. If they were known to be over here, if there's no actual settlements over here, which doesn't look like there is other than Andros, which is obviously one of our cities, then yeah, I guess that makes sense. So let's have a look.
The Faction Summary tab gathers together essential statistics and information, enabling you to check the status of your campaign at a glance.
So, oh wow, we've got quite a lot of nobles here. So of course we've got Boromir and Faramir. Oh no. See, this was one of the personal pet peeves I had in Divide and Conquer for Medieval 2. When you combined the Principality of Dol Amroth with Gondor, it put Imrahil in the family tree here, pretty much like it's done now underneath Boromir, and it was just something that bugged me. But I mean, I guess technically this is chain of command rather than a family tree, although it is essentially a family tree. So I'm not quite sure why Imrahil is under Boromir, because if I'm not mistaken, did Denethor marry Imrahil's sister? Or did Imrahil marry Denethor's sister? I'm pretty sure it's... So yeah, so he should be over here somewhere, really. Related to... I'm pretty sure it was Denethor's wife was the sister of Imrahil. Could be mistaken, though. And then let's see the other nobles. So we've got Dwyn here, Hurluin, Devorin, Elfir. Elfir, I believe, is one of Imrahil's sons. Angbor is, of course, Angbor the Fearless. Hurin... Was he the Warden of the Keys? Glaskill, no idea who that is. Enthor, and Forlong, as in Forlong the Fat. And Beragond, the Citadel Guard who became great friends with Pippin in the book, I believe. So we've got quite a lot of nobles there. Potential generals to choose from, although we will probably, at least for the start, probably be sticking with these three: Boromir, Faramir, and Imrahil. So, Company of Osgiliath. So, okay, so here's Boromir. Well, the campaign seemed to indicate at the start that most of our threats are probably going to come from the east of Mordor and the south, the Corsairs of Umbar, who we are at war with. So that's the Corsairs. So we're probably going to need to fortify our eastern and southern borders and hope that Rohan can keep Isengard at bay. So
Men of Gondor,
let's bring the Company of Osgiliath to Osgiliath.
stand ready.
So Faramir has got some Athelian Rangers. Can we put you in the city? Why can't you go in the city?
Soldiers of Gondor.
Oh, he was already in the city, that's why. Okay, so I'm guessing it's just the model there. Normally it puts them in the middle, but... Okay. So, right, let's have a look at...
This tab enables you to research the technology that will give you an advantage over your rivals.
So focus is
To
technology.
begin, simply select the item you wish to research. There are no buildings required in order to do this, although there are some buildings that require certain technologies before they can be constructed. Mouse over a technology for a short description, details of effects, and the length of time needed to research it.
Okay, so two main focuses, military and civic. So it did say at the start that we've got a few turns to basically prepare, so I guess we probably want to try and build up our infrastructure as much as we can to support our military for the wars to come. So basically our options are professional military craft, which enables the construction of medium siege engines. A soldier's tools are his life. We must ensure our forces are equipped with the finest armor and weapons. Or we've got legal institutionalization. Laws are best written in stone, unshakable like the foundations of Mindaluin. Corruption minus 5% of current value, tax rate plus 5%. Okay, so wait, is that costing us money? Do they all cost money? Can't see those. Right, let's get that. That'll at least increase our tax rate by 5%. Right, I guess we should check our buildings here. So, what do we have here? What gives us money? Actually, do we have any trade resources?
All factions have the option to abandon their settlements, desolating the surrounding region as they go. If the enemy is getting too close and it looks like you will lose a region, it is now possible to abandon its settlement, enacting a scorched earth policy to deny the invaders their prize. When you leave, a small amount will be added to your treasury. Any faction that resettles or colonizes will find a ruined settlement in a region with reduced fertility, a situation which only recovers over time.
Well, hopefully it won't come to that. So, let's see if we've got any tradable resources.
A province consists of 3 regions, each one containing a settlement, the hub of activity within it. One of these is always the provincial capital, a major walled settlement, whilst the remainder are minor settlements without defensive walls until fully upgraded.
Okay, so we get walls when they're fully upgraded. Okay, so we've got an iron deposit in Tarnost. We have the option for wine in Linhir, so we should probably get... Let's get that up. So that will give us 20 barrels of wine. So that we should also improve our income from the trade there by having more resources. So let's get that going.
Represented by the ruined building icons on the campaign map, deserted regions contain the ruins of settlements that have been abandoned. You may encounter reduced fertility around recently desolated settlements, but also resource-rich areas around those areas reclaimed by nature over time.
Okay, what is he on about deserted regions? Have we missed something here? So this is a deserted region. Okay, so probably want to try and reclaim that at some point. But yeah, so right, so we got a great farm building in Lynn here. Oh, is that gold? That is gold. Ethering. Where's that? That's up here. Let's definitely get the gold mines open. We have here Clembel, so that's timber. Old growth forest, 20 tons of timber, yes please. Also reduces our construction cost faction wide as well as province wide.
Troops can be stationed inside a settlement to defend it in the event of attack. Whilst there, they will also act as a deterrent to any rebellious tendencies amongst the population.
Good to know. Pfizer's just giving us a crash course here. Dol Amroth. As the capital of the fiefdom of Belfalas, it serves as the seat of power for the princes of Dol Amroth, home to the renowned Swan Knights. Dol Amroth is both a cultural and military hub, prepared to aid Gondor in its coming strife.
Farms, markets, and ports supply food, and settlements and certain buildings within them consume it. Although food is automatically distributed across your territory, if total consumption is not matched by production, then food shortages can occur, which can lead to unrest and ultimately rebellion. Make sure you keep food production buildings upgraded.
Okay, so I assume, right, this is our food details. So is that our surplus food, or is that it total? Either way, it's green, so I'm assuming we're not running out of food. Right, I've obviously spent quite a bit of money, but I think that'll be a worthwhile investment, just getting all of those trade resources. On the subject of domination, you can reach level 6 by slowly reaching max level with your towns and landmarks. What landmarks?
In order to move the entire force, make sure a general is present. Select
force?
the settlement or the general and right-click on the point you wish to move to. When you release the cursor, the army will walk to the chosen spot.
Okay, so that's basic Total War advice there, thank you. I'm assuming these are the landmarks, are they? The purple ones. The White Tree of Gondor and the Beacons of Minas Tirith, which are apparently in disrepair. Oh, we've got another one here. What's this? Ruins of the Dome. The Dome of the Stars in Asciliath once housed the Master Palantir. The city was besieged in 3rd Age 1437 by Castamir's rebels. The dome was destroyed and the Seeing Stone was cast into the Anduin. So we can upgrade that. Does that basically fix it? Ah, dominance, 20 points. Okay, I'm guessing that's what you meant. Thank you for that. Is there anything else we want to build? Standing on both sides of the Anduin, Osgiliath was the old capital of Gondor. Desecrated and destroyed by the forces of Mordor, it no longer holds the glory that it once had, while still guarding one of the 2 crossings into the kingdom. I'm assuming the other one is up here into Caer-Andros, where Faramir is. Doesn't look like we've got any landmarks in Caer-Andros. Possibly 2,000 years old, the stronghold of Caer-Andros stands as one of Gondor's strongest holds against threats from the east and protects the Anorian heartlands from invaders by guarding a primary crossing of the Anduin. Okay.
We ride for the glory of Gondor.
So what options do we have for units to recruit? Sword Militia, Men of Lamadon, Spear Militia, Bay Militia, Coast Levies, Patrollers. I guess we should probably recruit a few units. Who's this?
You have selected a character belonging to another faction that you cannot control. Please select one of your own to learn more about their abilities.
So this is Othrod of the Necromancers. Not a huge force. Can we...
Prepare for battle.
We're definitely going to need to recruit some more units, I think. But I just want to maximize our earning per turn before we start going crazy on the recruitment drive. Now, Men of Westernese, right? So we gain increased income from maritime commerce and culture. So maybe we should focus on the maritime commerce for a moment. Of course, got the city of Pelagia down here. What's this? This is a harbour city. Was Pelagia not where the main Gondorian fleet was held? Might have to change that. As for economy, you can make a lot of food and money by constructing fields and combining them with bakeries, the civil building that gives you food. Do we have access to that at the start? What's this? Town, traders. Right, so we probably want to be going for field soon. I think we'll probably build up some of our ports to begin with, just because I'm cautious that the Corsairs were mentioned a few times. And in fact, scrolling down, I'm assuming this is an enemy fleet. Yeah, the Sea Witches. So do we get building browser? So basically just got 2 options. Either go for trade or for military. I guess we should probably go for military ports on the coastal regions. Does Lynn here have a port? Yes, it does. So maybe this should be our trade port. I mean, they are producing wine as well. So which one's the trade one? That's Navy recruitment. That's wealth from commerce. So let's go for the harbour at Lynn here. Still got a little bit of money left over.
When unhappiness becomes too great, the people will riot, slaves will revolt, or a full-blown rebellion will occur. Factors which may cause this are food shortages, taxation, the presence of rampaging enemy armies in a province, and cultural unrest.
Cultural unrest. On minor settlements. Let me see. Town and food production. Okay. Didn't we have a field somewhere? We've got a field at Carandros. Sheep pens. I'm guessing it's sheep pens rather than goat pens, is it? $72 additional food, 75 wealth from agriculture. Oh, from animal husbandry. Right, okay, so that's good to know.
We ride for the glory of Gondor.
I recognise those voice lines anywhere. That's from Battle for Middle-earth, if I'm not mistaken.
Stand ready! Men of Gondor!
Yeah, definitely. Spent many hours in that game. How much the Gondor Bay Militia? I guess we should probably get some ranged units here if we're going to be defending. They're relatively cheap, aren't they? We can afford 2. What special units can we get? Northman farmers, very light polearm infantry, very poor missile block chance, very poor armor, very poor melee attack. My beef with industry buildings and boosters is that they consume food, and I'd rather save it for the town main buildings and landmarks. Do they cost food, do they? The main cities do. Food consumption minus 50 region. Okay, good to know. Okay, so I think that's might be everything for our first turn. Do we have any more armies in the field? We've got 1.
Prepare for battle.
Which is of course led by Imrahil, stationed at Dol Amroth. Is that everything? Diplomacy, trade and finance. Oh, that's before I forget. Campaign settings, battle difficulty. So we're just going to put that down to normal, as I believe that is recommended. That's what it's balanced around. What else?
When you selected a faction, you also chose a family or party to represent within its political system. Your faction leader is the head of the party you chose. The influence of each party member affects its overall power. Winning battles as a general and completing construction projects as a governor may increase influence. The popularity of your party is the sum total of its members' influence versus that of the opposing party.
I'm assuming that's more tied to Attila rather than here. So what do we have here? Hide show deceased, that doesn't do anything. Officers. Is there anything we can do here? Captain General. Warden of the Keys. Ah, okay, so as I said, I'm pretty sure in the book Hurin is Warden of the Keys, so it'd be cool to see if we can get into that rank. How do we... Graying them out. Does that mean none of them are eligible? Can we not? Okay, we can have some councillors. Is this one of the ones where they have to go up through the ranks, as it were. So who do we want as our councillors? Who is... Hurin is not available. Right, well, I guess we should have our sons. Groom them in the ways of politics. So we'll put both Boromir and Faramir. And I guess Imrahil. And then we've got one more spot. Who do we have available? What is it that's stopping us putting Hurin in? Does he not have the influence?
Faction leaders have a number of personality traits that may influence how they deal with others. Traits are listed under their portrait on the left-hand side of this panel. Mouse over them to reveal further details. When a faction leader dies, his replacement may have a completely different personality, which could radically change their diplomatic relations.
Okay, so I'm guessing it's an influence thing, so maybe we'll save up some influence with Hurin and see if we can get him in his position of Warden of the Keys, like the story. He's the voice of law and captain of the watch. Let's have a look at Boromir's. Captain of the White Tower, beloved warrior of Gondor, brave and burdened. Enables ability Horn of Gondor, +3 command, +2 authority. He's a patriot, he's stalwart, and he's a capable attacker. What's the followers here? Is this something that we can't do anything with yet? So maybe we'll just go through that when it becomes relevant to us. Faramir, bold captain, oathkeeper, captain of the Rangers, seasoned ambusher. Let's have a look at our faction leader, shall we, Denethor? Vigilant governor, tax rate -6%, governed province. Why is it -6%? Oh, but he gains growth. All provinces, okay. Wow, this is a lot to... Oh, we've got intrigue. Assassinate, secure loyalty, embezzle funds, promote, become retainer. The followers are the level ups of the character. Oh, okay, a bit like the ancillaries sort of thing from Warhammer. No, wait, that was just an add-on. I guess kind of like their skills tree would be the equivalent. Promote to office council. This character has instigated a political action. Oh, okay. Attempt to supplement the war chest through dishonesty and creative accounting. Attempt to improve a character's dedication towards their faction. Is any of this stuff kind of relevant for this mod? Is there a loyalty? Where's Imrahil? Let's have a look at you. Doesn't seem like there's a loyalty stat here, so maybe it doesn't matter as much. Either way, let's end our turn, shall we? Are you sure you want to end your turn? The following concerns remain unaddressed. You may still assign a provincial governor. Ooh, okay. Where do we do that? What's this? Ah, governors. What does... I guess we should have Denethor govern the main province of Anorian. What other areas do it? Belfalas, Lamdon, Lebanon, Middle Gondor, Western Gondor. Now, as far as I'm aware, Angbor is the actual Lord of... Is it Is it Lambden? So it'd be cool to get him in that position. Is Lambden the one with Pelag? No, that's Lebanon. Obviously, my Middle-earth lore is rather hazy, but I'm pretty sure he was called Angbor the Fearless because he was the only one that didn't flee before Aragorn and the Army of the Dead when they arrived at Pelagir, or was it before they went to Pelagir? The loyalty mechanic is for the evil factions, especially the Haradrims and the Easterlings. Okay. You're just a wealth of knowledge here. I assume you've played a fair bit, have you, Arturos? Right, we've added a governor. I think our first turn is ready. Nope. Wrong. You may still issue an edict in one of your governed provinces. Okay, so you need to have a governor to issue an edict, do you? What do we have here? State-appointed songwriters. +2 to your factions. Cultural influence per region in the province. Increased town watch funding. +3 control. Agricultural subsidies. +50 food from reserves. Local mustering. Recruitment cost -10% and +1 capacity. Or appoint new tax collectors. Tax rate +20%. Well, if we're going to try and rebuild Gondor to its former glory, I'm afraid we're going to have to get the tax man out. Probably won't make us popular, but tried and failed many campaigns. So who have you tried and failed as? What's this? Political obstruction. When one is climbing the greasy pole, there is but one rule: hunt or be hunted. Your candidate has been blocked from office by your opponents. What will you do? How dare they? Who are our opponents exactly? Name them. So we've got 3 options here. Political favours. Time to call in all those favours. -10 influence for Boromir, but we will get the office. Decree. No man can ignore the will of his warlord. So that's basically Denethor decreeing it. Or we can say forget it. He is not worth it. We have more important matters to attend to. Well, if we're going with a law-friendly approach, I don't think there's anything Denethor wouldn't do for his firstborn. If it was Faramir, he'd probably just kick him to the curb. But alas, it is the favoured firstborn son, Boromir. Who, by the way, is probably my favourite character in the films. No one will prevent our firstborn son and heir to the stewardship from learning the political landscape. So by Denethor's decree, he shall be councillor. Oh, okay. Your candidate has been blocked from office by our opponent for Imrahil as well. What else do we use influence for? Influence represents characters' importance and contributes to their party's dominion. Influence may be spent by initiating or reacting to political intrigues, thereby lowering dominion. No, we'll decree it. You know what? Imrahil is Denethor's brother-in-law. Office secured. After a great deal of political back-scratching, your man has succeeded in gaining office. Gondor, Rohan, Erebor, the Haradrims, Isengard, Easterlings, and Widows. Oh, so you've tried a few then. Best successes with Gondor. Well, that gives me hope that perhaps I will not fail. What I didn't check the difficulties of the other campaigns. I only saw that Gondor was hard. I assume Mordor is easy. It usually is. Predicted income 2,300.
We ride for the glory of Gondor.
Alright, we've got some Gondor Bow Militia there. Right. Any more trade ports? I really want to switch this to a shipwright. How much is it? Oh, we can't afford to build a ship, right? What about in Dol Amroth? Nope, can't afford that. What's this? Urban industry. Actually, we probably want to upgrade. I assume we have a barracks here. Recruitment camp. So that unlocks recruitment of patrollers and the militias. What does this give us? Warriors of Lossarnac. I believe Lossarnac, Forlong the Fat was the Lord of Lossarnac. Pelagier Marines, Binneth Galen Spearmen, Prince's Coast Guards, Ringlow Valemen at Arms, Blackroot Vale Archers. Fiefdom Conscription Systems. Okay, that's cool, so that points out where it is. So maybe we should focus that once we've done the legal institutionalization. Okay.
Men of Gondor!
Should we recruit? Probably should. Do we have anywhere else where we can build? What's this? Let's build a field in Imloth Meadowy, shall we? Is there a limit on the number of buildings you can have in the settlements, like there is in Rome 2, etc., or is it more like medieval, where you can just keep building as long as you got the money? Do you know? I've always focused my military buildings on the capital of my provinces, called cities in the mod, while I get everything I need to keep my economy running in the towns. Yeah, it's probably going to be what I'm going to go with. The exception might be Anorian here, because of Skiliath and Cair-Andros.
We ride for the glory of Gondor.
Do they give us bigger garrisons? They do not. So probably not worth it. Or at least on the small towns, I'm guessing probably go more defensive buildings if there's things to increase the garrison, because I'm assuming Cair-Andros and Skiliath will probably bear the brunt of Mordor's assaults. 9 per towns and 12 per city. Well, that's a lot better than the Rome limits. We've got a field going up in Imloth.
Men of Gondor!
I feel we should probably get some Anorian patrollers here, some cavalry. Don't want to go too mad just yet. Right, let's... Oh, here we go. What's this? Sons of the Steward. Even in these dawnless days, Steward Denethor occasionally dines together with a large circle of advisors and nobles, exchanging tidings and counsel. Today, much praise is spoken of the valor of Gondor's defenders, but soon a heated discussion ensues. Whom do we have to thank? Without a doubt, 'tis Boromir, I say, for he is the most valiant, and has more strength of arms. None would best him in a duel, says one lord. Nay, brute force does not suit one of the Dunedain, responds another. Faramir has the mastery of law, and his strategy proves more prudent in the end. All eyes turn to Denethor, expecting a decisive statement. He sets aside his plate of tomatoes and says, I like the reference there, tomatoes, to his weird eating habits in the film. So, our options, it is Boromir, of course. Actually, it is Faramir. Who is Faramir? Oh, that's harsh. Well, of course, we're going to say it's Boromir. Or at least, rather, the Denethor's definitely going to say it's Denethor. I mean, they do say that he almost vanquished the enemy single-handedly during the retaking of Osgiliath. And then when Boromir said the victory belonged to Faramir also, Denethor used it as a prime opportunity to just put Faramir down in probably one of his biggest dick moves. Actually, it's probably, I guess, trying to burn him when he was still alive was probably the biggest dick move to Faramir. But yeah. Predicted, right? Does that? What do we have? Buildings constructed. So our Gold Veins, Grape Farm, Fields, and Old Growth Forest have finished building, and we've almost finished our harbour as well. Can we upgrade these? Not yet. Regional development projects. Where's that? That would be good to get. What? So that will double the wealth from the mine. Who do we have here? That's the Necromancers. What's this? The Whipped Ones, led by Gothmog. Can we tell if they're recruiting or not?
Prepare for battle.
How do we see our garrison? Is there a way to see garrison? Toggle garrison details. Oh, that's Minas Tirith. No, we want Osgiliath. So Caer Andros and Osgiliath look like they've got the same garrison. I mean, we can probably hold off what the enemy's got at the moment. Who's this? Black Lieutenant. As I said, if you focus on agriculture in your town, you'll get coins and food aplenty, more than enough. Get your main settlements and military buildings at max level. Excellent. So yeah, as I said, I probably won't focus the agricultural buildings on Anorian just yet, but I'm guessing the somewhat protected heartland of Gondor is probably going to be the place to do it, like Erech and Mornemar. So maybe we should get some fields on the go here already. What are our other options? What does Monument do? That's influence. Watchtower. So the Watchtower, what provides extra garrisons. Centers commerce, urban industry for manufacture. Alright, let's get some fields there, increase our income. We'll probably try and get at least, one of every building, just for thematics. But it doesn't sound like we're limited with the build slots, at least. Wait, what's this? Archives. What does that do? Oh, that's the center. Influence is like religion. Oh, is that with the whole shadow thing?
The family tree shows the relationships between members of your faction's ruling family. Family members can be made heir to the faction leadership, married or divorced.
Oh,
They may seek to embezzle funds for your cause or rally support for your family amongst the elite. You can spread rumors about other faction members to diminish their popularity, or carry out assassinations as you see fit. Select a character's portrait to see which options are available.
Well, I'd like to think Denethor's not going to go around assassinating other lords. What am I looking for? Influence. What's the summary? Where?
The Records tab is used to log events and store campaign statistics in one place for ease of reference.
Oh, so this is the event feed. Where did it say about the shadow? Okay, here it is. Do not underestimate Mordor. Sowing doubts your people. Construct cultural buildings to repel the influence of the power of the shadow, leading from Mordor's cities, and shield your people and your allies from Sauron's corruption. Don't really understand what that means. The more you have, the quicker you unlock tech.
We ride for the glory of Gondor.
I want the city. Okay, so the influence. So Dunedain Kingdoms is dropping, but Power of Shadow is increasing. So I guess we need to keep an eye on that.
Prepare for battle.
This is... What did we spend? Oh, we're building more farms, aren't we? Try the summary. Okay, I missed that. Well done, thank you. You know what, let's see if we can... the Druidain up for trade now. We've got more... No. Still not interested. What's this? Yeah, I guess that's it for another turn. And it looks like Mordor is recruiting there. Favorite son. It is Boromir, of course, responds Denethor. Gondor's finest, my firstborn. They say he vanquished the enemy at Skiliath almost single-handedly. Here is a captain with the courage to do his lord's will. The steward's words are well received by his councillors, for indeed most of them value Boromir's strength and they drink to his victories. Trait gained favourite son. What does that do?
We ride for the glory of Gondor.
This panel shows you the information about a character belonging to your faction. Their name, position on the map, traits and skills relating to their abilities are all listed, along with details of household members or objects.
So, favourite son. The pride of his father and much preferred by him over his brother. Personal influence +1 per turn, +1 command, and +3 morale for the commander's unit. Remember today, little brother, today life is good. For me!
Gondor must stand!
Focus. Okay. Where was the... there it is. Regional development projects. How do we get there? That's quite a few turns away. I think we should probably... Which focus was it we needed to upgrade this? Fiefdom conscription systems. So I guess we should go for the professional military craft. That's going to take 3 turns as well. We are increasing our income per turn though, which is nice.
Men of Gondor!
So we're still roughly equal in size to the whipped ones there. Where are the Reavers of Horondor going?
Prepare for battle.
They could reach
Men of Gondor!
Lond Rovelas.
Prepare for battle.
So we do actually have a garrison ship as well. Let's... Does this give us... Oh, it does give us a garrison of some ships. So yeah, I think we'll... Is shipwright we want, right? The opposite of what we built in Lynn here. So that's harbour. That's shipwright. Okay. Is that it for this turn? Any other laurels for us to heap onto Boromir whilst we cast Faramir aside? Uh-oh.
Winning a battle isn't just about greater numbers. The balance of units and the general's ability are important factors also. Look at the strength ratio and any reinforcement information before committing yourself. But beware, if you are attacked, it may not be possible to avoid combat. The buttons on this panel represent your battle options. Mouse over each one to see what it does.
Okay, so what do we have here? Orc pillagers, orc rabble, orc bow, warg sentries, orc warriors, Morgul warband. Oh, they don't sound good. Right, let's... Is there... Can we save it? Quick save. Fight battle on the butt. We're definitely not sallying forth. What's this? Barricades available. Turns until supplies run out. Shame Faramir's not here with the Athelian Rangers. Let's jump into our first battle then, I guess. The battle for Asgiliath. Right. Are they coming across the river? Nope, doesn't look like it. What's this? Oh, this is kind of like a raised... Okay, that makes it a bit easier, I guess. There is a lot of...
Those at the ready.
They attacked us straight away, so I'm guessing they don't have siege engines. Did Rome and Attila have ass ladders, as everyone refers to them, basically just pulling ladders out of everywhere? I don't remember. A mechanic of Attila that Gondor uses, evolving troops. You have two techs in your military tree that makes your troops evolve. You have one that converts your militia into trained militias, which are better equipped and can get themselves into formation, and another that improves your regular Gondor troops, turning them into the soldiers we see in the movies. That's cool.
Archers standing by.
Let's... No one's coming there yet. Maybe we... Am I lagging? Is it freezing? Doesn't seem to like... Or is that just because of where it is? I'm glad I saved it. I'm not sure. So it doesn't seem to like setting out a formation there for some reason. I don't know why. That's right. Where do we think? Gothmog, right. Let's get the actual soldiers here, shall we? Spears and swords. And we've got another spear and sword unit here. I have a feeling that the enemy's probably going to target here first. Okay, it is letting us... It's just this unit, it doesn't seem to like us. And no, there's no ass ladders. Excellent, that's what we like. For some reason it doesn't seem to want to let me set this unit out.
Stand ready! Archers standing by!
Man, it really does not like that, does it? Do we think they're going to come behind?
Soldiers at the ready!
Where do we want to put our cavalry? Maybe hide them on the flank somewhere. This map lags on some part for reasons unknown. Okay, so I'm glad it's not just me. It's making me nervous.
Stand ready!
Let's keep those guys there so that we've got them ready.
Those at the ready!
It seems to be something in this area. I just can't drag and drop. For some reason. See if we can...
Soldiers of Gondor!
Get them there. Then where did we put the other one? Oh man, we had it earlier. There, right, that'll do. Toggle melee mode, definitely don't want that on. Formations, skirmish mode, standard shot, fire at will. Yeah, everyone can fire at will. Yeah, so I think that's enough of that. Let's jump in. Right, let's send our cavalry out wide. These are pretty weak, aren't they? Very poor armor, yeah.
Enemy reinforcements have been spotted.
Right, that's where the enemy reinforcements are coming from.
Prepare for battle.
Or maybe let's have civilians running around. Do we not have any warning bells?
Soldiers at the ready.
Oh no, we left Boromir there.
Soldiers of Gondor. Be on guard.
We got some watchtowers there. Are our men firing? I believe they are. You guys should probably get a move on. Oh, the orcs wasted no time in setting fire to the homes there.
The settlement is burning!
You have more details by clicking the plus under the unit summary. Ah, okay. What do we have here? Orc pillagers. Pillagers.
The tower has been totally destroyed.
Okay, perhaps we were wrong. Perhaps this is where the hammer stroke is going to fall hardest.
Men of Gondor! Be on guard!
Where's the enemy archers?
Riders! Soldiers of Gondor!
Can we get our cavalry round them?
Enemy troops have reached the walls.
Well, they are not wasting any time setting fire to this, are they?
Soldiers!
Feel like Boromir should be over this side. This is where... That's where the reinforcements are coming from.
Ride out for Gondor!
Those at the ready.
You need to keep an eye on those there.
Men of Gondor!
Yeah, we've nearly dealt with those warg sentries. Or warg sentries.
Soldiers of Gondor!
Let's get you guys... No, 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 no. Show us close-up fight. Absolutely. So that's some Mordor or pillagers. Trying to get... Can those guys reach them?
Those at the ready. The enemy have rallied their units.
I mean, the models here do look amazing, don't they? Like, fair play to the development team. I think it's time to get our cavalry in. I think we can probably spare some of these
Settlement stands, but much has been destroyed.
guys over there. Oh, yeah, you can say that again. Everything's on fire.
Prepare for battle!
Right, let's see if we can get rid of some of these units.
Ride out for Gondor!
Right, they've broken. Let's charge into the back, see if we can free up. I think we're gonna have to go to this choke point. Boromir. Who's that? That's Gothmog there. Are you guys firing? Oh, they're actually almost out.
Prepare for battle!
Oh, we're breaking these guys here. That's what I like to see.
Soldiers at the ready! Men of Gondor!
Come on, run them down.
Stand ready, archers.
Are these out of ammo? Yes, they are.
Ride out for Gondor!
Okay, they're rallying.
Those at the ready.
Are these guys out of...
Archers standing by.
Knights!
Probably need to get our knights out of here. Reform the line, men.
Stand ready, archers.
These guys are out of ammo. Let's swap you around.
Men of Gondor!
Bows at the ready.
So it would appear that everything is just getting boxed up here. Maybe let's send some militia around a flank.
Archers standing by.
These guys are out of ammo. Let's swap. Who are these? Oh, that poor Gondorian spearman. Who are these guys? They don't look very orcish. Right, you guys deal with the orc pillagers.
Stand ready!
Can we get you down here? Chase those bowmen down, men. Oh no. We've broken those.
Enemy units have rallied and returned to the battle.
Who's returned to those guys there? Right, if we can get rid of these guys, I think it'll be time to try and flank the enemy. So is this all burnt down? Yeah, so... Oh, Praise the gods, the pool has survived. Gothmog's guards are black Númenorians. Okay, that makes more sense. So I'm guessing that's who it is then. Where's Boromir? Horn of Gondor. The Horn of Gondor was an heirloom with the stewards, tipped with silver and inscribed with ancient characters. It was said to be audible at any place in Gondor when winded. Plus 20 morale, plus 5 melee defense, plus 20% speed, and unbreakable. Right, let's maybe run down some of these pillagers. Is there not another general unit somewhere? Or are they both here? There's Gothmog. There's the Orc War. Ah, there he is. Othrod. Black Shield bodyguards. Are they humans as well? Run down as many of these filthy orcs as you can, man. Can we get rid of that? Who are we running down here? Spearmen are holding the swordsman, sorry, well, the swordsman and the spearmen are holding really well here in the choke. Oh, that's a Morgul warband. Get in there, men. Black shields are orcs using... okay. That's why they don't look orcish.
The tide of battle turns in our favor.
Really? Only just? Let's see if we can rout these guys quickly. Yep, they're gone.
Soldiers of Gondor!
Come on, Boromir. Let's give it a war cry.
Ride out for
Our
Gondor!
general is under attack.
I'm probably going to regret charging them in, aren't I?
Stand ready! Prepare for battle!
Reform, men. Next to the burning building.
Ride out for Gondor!
Morgul. Let's try and break that Morgul warband. Heavy melee infantry. There, beautiful charge. Reform the ranks, men. You do not have the armor to stay there.
Be on guard! Prepare for battle!
Can we still do the, there we go. Follow the camera in. Charge! That one didn't look as impactful. Oh. I think we're breaking them. Run down as many of those Morgul warband as you can, men.
Prepare for battle!
I think we've broken them. Victory is ours.
Victory will soon be yours.
Soldiers at the ready!
Cut them down. Try and cut down their leaders. No, Boromir, you go for Gothmog. You guys go for Othrod. And cavalry. You can go for the Morgul warband. Tier 2 heavy infantry, Tier 2 heavy axe infantry. So we probably want to get rid of these guys if we can.
Men of Gondor!
We see how many kills they... Wow, the Anorian patrollers have got 856 kills. Boromir's got 115. Halas, 418. Wow, they all did really well.
Ride out for Gondor!
Take huge losses when they try to withdraw. That's good to know. Although I do wonder if against the axe infantry with very poor armor, if they're going to get cut down anyway, at least I might save a few. Although to be fair, it didn't look like the enemy turned to
Be on guard!
deal with them during the charge. Who's this? That's Othrod. Right, now neither of those look like Gothmog. Oh, that's what we'd like to see. Treacherous humans! That's what you get for standing with the enemy. I think we've just cut down Gothmog. Are any of you... I'm going to assume Gothmog, the actual general, had an orc model. That's what happens when you betray your own race.
Soldiers at the ready.
Who are you guys cutting down? The orc warriors. Is there anyone else? So, how much of the city did we manage to save? I mean, this is a Skiliath, right? So it's kind of in ruins anyway. I think it would have been cool if they were fought, because they attacked from... Assuming that the northeast southwest is right here, I guess they were technically attacking from the eastern bank, so it would have been good if we could have just defended the western bank and the bridge point. Gothmog is a black Númenorian in the mod. Oh, okay. Oh, so it could have been him that we cut down. I was kind of looking for an orc model, because I know the general models are slightly different, aren't they, than their bodyguard units. At least, so like, yeah, so we can see Boromir there. Who's that? Who are you guys chasing? See if we... Boromir, go back. So yeah, we were looking at the destruction of the city, weren't we? So yeah, the orcs clearly were just setting everything ablaze as they made their way to us. Assume these are probably all the poor parts of the city. The poor people have lost their homes. I assume maybe the nobility's villas over on this bank are all safe. Although actually, I guess you could say probably the one with the pool was certainly more well off. Where are these guys going? Decisive victory. Defense of Skiliath. Actually. Try and keep track of our battle replays here. So yeah, we've definitely cut Gothmog down. I do wonder if that was a bit too easy. Maybe we should have left the battle difficulty on hard. What about you, Arturos? Did you tone down the battle difficulty?
Battle statistics are displayed here, along with the options
Or did you just
to
leave
occupy,
it?
loot, sack, or raise a captured settlement.
So we didn't actually lose any units. We lost quite a few men, but we destroyed everyone here. Yeah, so Othrod, that's quite clearly the Gothmog model, I'm guessing. And Gothmog looks rather human there, so yeah, I guess I get what you're saying. So we captured 376 of the enemy. Hopefully we'll execute them. What do we have? Loot the battlefield. Let the men loot, taking whatever riches and equipment they find. Reorganize. Take the time to reorganize the army, tending to the wounded and rallying soldiers who fled, letting the enemy and their supplies escape. Letting the enemy and their supplies escape causes the army to lose morale. Pursue enemies. Pursue enemies, leave none alive. Show no mercy and let the bloodshed motivate your soldiers. We should probably reorganize. Tend to the wounded. Decisive victory. Deaths. So, enemy killed in battle: Othrod, Gothmog, and Nagzag. Who was Nagzag? That's a cool animation. Our herald has arrived with a report about the latest developments of war. Fine news, my lord. In an act of folly, our enemy Nagzag, commanding a host of Mordor, was slain by our forces in battle. The battle took place near Osgiliath. It was in Osgiliath, which shall forever be remembered as the place where that fool met an early grave. May his corpse feed the dogs. Our own forces, led by Boromir, are in jubilant celebration over this welcome news. So yeah, that's the same for all of them.
We ride
So
for the glory of Gondor.
Boromir has gained a rank.
A character's household is the objects, assistants, and general hangers-on that he or she accumulates whilst carrying out their tasks, and which in turn affect their abilities. They are acquired as the campaign progresses and can be assigned to a character or placed in reserve for later use.
Normal campaign, normal battle. Okay, I'll leave the battle down to normal then. I mean, you're obviously more of a Total War pro than I am. You at least know more, and if you, well, obviously I know you've played a few of the campaigns. Then yeah, if you run into troubles later on, then I shall expect the same. So we'll leave it as is. So, right, household. These are the followers, I guess. So what do we have here? Must have been an agent bound to one of the two Mordor armies. Hunters of the Anfalas. From the wildlands of Ithilien, the hunters of Gondor are the tireless wardens of the borderlands. With silent step and keen eye, their lore is of tracking and survival, and their skill with the bow is a vital light against the peril of the shadow. 10 food from characters, minus 5% upkeep costs for land units. That could be quite handy for keeping costs down. Fletchers of Ithilien. Heirs to a proud tradition, the Fletchers of Gondor master craftsmen. They gather fine woods and fletch their arrows with perfect feathers, ensuring each deadly missile flies true. So that's 5% missile attack range, 5% ammunition, 5% wealth from industrial buildings. Sounds like something for Faramir, the family archer. Scholar. Many scriptures are lost in time, but the lore masters of the White Tower kept what remains of Númenor's ancient wisdom. Within the walls of the citadel, they study these tomes so we might prevail against the shadow. Focus development rate plus 3% and plus 2 Dunedain Kingdom's influence. Okay, so well, we're going to keep Boromir as our #1 field general, I guess. So kind of want to build something around that. So maybe the reduction in upkeep cost. Bodyguard, a fine man trained by the guards of the citadel in Minas Tirith a fine man trained by the guards of the citadel in Minas Tirith shall defend their lord until his dying breath. Minus 10% hostile agent success chance, plus 3 melee defense for the commander's unit, and plus 3 melee attack. What does Captain do? Captains of Gondor. I do not love the bright sword for its sharpness, nor the arrow for its swiftness, nor the warrior for his glory. I love only that which they defend. Plus 5% movement range, plus 1 morale. And the Dol Amroth veteran seems to be cavalry? No. Focused. Clad in mail, scarred by countless skirmishes, these veterans have stood against the shadow for years. Long has been their watch, and yielding is their hope that the white tree might blossom once more. So that's plus 5% charge bonus, yeah, for cavalry. Minus 3% for non-mercenary units. Yeah, I'm guessing, I'm thinking the bodyguard to begin with. Not because it's necessarily the best choice, but because I really want to keep Boromir alive, so we'll go with bodyguard. We'll check the other ones out later as we progress more, I guess. Current treasury isn't looking too bad. Oh man, so even though we won the battle, they've obviously done considerable damage to the city, because that's quite expensive to repair. Actually, before we forget, where are the Reavers of Horondor going? They can't quite reach Dol Amroth yet, and we can make it back in one turn, so I guess we just keep defending Rovolus here. Do we build another farm? Probably want more units, don't
We
we?
ride for the glory of Gondor.
Although, to be fair, we wiped out both those armies. Perhaps we'll have a bit of a reprieve here. No, let's get another field in Minas Alfrenath here. Lond Galen. I feel like we should probably get we could build a harbour here. Question is, do we go for a trade, or whilst I know Pelagia is the main headquarters for Gondor's fleet, I have a feeling Dol Amroth is home to the second fleet. Maybe we'll save some. Maybe we'll save our money for a minute. Because how much is it? It's going to cost us 8,000 to upgrade Minas Tirith. Do we repair a Skiliath? Scholar, any follower that improves your income. Okay. No, I'm tempted to just leave it for now. Right. Let's go back to the Druidane. Are you interested in trade? No. Fine. Have it your way. How's Rohan doing? Their strength rank is 2. This is... Do we... Let's just double check. Can we see the... I'm pretty sure we left the campaign on hard. I'm just surprised that Rohan is
Your family's
so highly
power is determined by
rated.
2 factors: control and dominion. Your control over the political situation and the elites is determined by your ability to resolve political matters and react to other faction events, and can be hard to attain. Your dominion over the faction and the people, however, depends on your family members' influence versus that of your faction's other nobles.
Good to know. They are increasing their influence, so maybe we'll be able to put her in as a councillor soon. Actually, can we? Into the chain of command of the kingdom's leaders. How do I promote them to High Commander? This character has not previously attained sufficiently high office to be assigned this position. Okay, I don't really know how this works.
Influence is the accumulated standing of a character within your faction, gradually increased or decreased through military victories, crushing defeats, his actions as a governor, or during dilemmas or missions. Although it cannot be increased through political actions, influence can be spent carrying them out in order to further a character's career, or the interests of the party or family to which they belong.
Okay, I'm glad I've at least got these advice bits coming in, because, as I said, I haven't played Attila in a long time, so I'm not very familiar with the political system here. But I think we'll ignore that for now. So I think what we'll probably do is we'll end our turn here, and then save it at the start of our next turn. Mission issued. Wine production. The famous wines of Dorwinion cause even elves to become drunk and fall asleep. Perhaps wines produced by vineyards in your lands could grow to have as great a reputation. Construct a wine resource building in one of your regions. Turns remaining 4. See, now I always try to do the mission issues, but do we not already have a wine resource? Is it gonna... I think the only way I'm going to be able to do that is if I destroy the wine resource here and then rebuild it. Which, I mean, doesn't really make sense to do, but I'm kind of inclined to do it just to complete the mission. Construct a building from the following train wine, unless we can upgrade it, which we can't because we don't have professional food storage. Hate to do it, but
Prepare for battle.
I think that's it,
This
isn't it?
list shows events in the order they occurred. It can be sorted by their names. Click on one to learn more about it. When an important event occurs, it will open automatically.
Right, so Denethor's gained a rank as well. So he gets a follower. So perhaps... Scholar. So that's the focus development and influence one. Stonemason. As masters of their craft, our stonemasons raise the walls of the marchlands and repair great monuments. From the Argonath to Pelagia, their skills are seeked to improve our defenses and give dignity to our past. Minus 5% construction cost. +1 siege holdout time. Wealth plus 5% from commercial buildings. Governed province. That might be quite handy. For the 5... I mean, what's 5% off of the 8,000 that it is to upgrade Minas Tirith? Sailor. Dundanic sailors, heirs to ancient Númenorian blood, our sailors are masters of the seas and rivers. Their hearts are as steadfast as the tides they sail, as if no time has passed since the glory of old. Plus 5% movement range for navies, plus 5% wealth from maritime commerce. We don't really need that one. Not whilst governing Anorian. I don't think there's any ports there. Lords of the fiefdoms. When the need arises, the fiefdoms answer the call of the White Tower. Axes and lances join the fray to protect our kingdom from any who would wish us harm. Plus 10% campaign line of sight, plus 3% tax rate, 5% wealth from agricultural and as an animal husbandry buildings. You know what, let's go with the stonemason one for now, just to see how much money we can save. That saved us at least 500 from upgrading Minas Tirith, so we will be able to upgrade that next turn. But as I said, I think we'll save it here. Call it Rebuilding Gondor's Glory. So we managed 6 turns there, so a little slow getting into it, but thank you for all your help, Arturos. for the crash course that you've given me. It's been a great help. And yeah, so first impressions, brilliant. I'm glad that the mod's finally here, and can't wait to continue to rebuild Gondor to its former glory. At least that's the hope anyway. But hopefully I'll be back on either tomorrow or maybe a little bit later in the week to continue our campaign here. And hopefully I'll catch you again, dude. But it's been great catching up with you. Thanks to everyone for dropping in. And hopefully we'll catch you for the next one. But until then, guys, enjoy your evening.